week's episode of One Piece, Luffy decides that no matter what, he is going to save Sanji, even if that means destroying the wedding like Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate. We've got important things to do, but who cares? Let's party! Let's get some booze and lasagna! That's what this entire episode was all about right here. Luffy and the Mink tribe having a big party. And honestly, it's expected. This usually happens at the tail end of just about every single arc. I just think the timing is a little strange in this episode, as one, they should be focusing on what they're going to do about Sanji, and two, oh yeah, Kinemon and Kanjuro have just arrived! That's right, Luffy, Nekomamushi, and the rest of the nighttime Mink tribe get so thoroughly thrashed that they fall asleep, completely wasted, and forget about the fact that Kinemon and Kanjuro are arriving. Even the responsible members of the Straw Hat crew, like Nico, Robin, Frankie, and Brooke, end up falling asleep on the job. Although I think we all have to agree that Frankie's brand new do, which is actually made up to look just like the giant whale on the elephant's back, looks incredibly awesome. Three things made this episode for me. One, Pekom's eyes. According to Luffy, they're beautiful. To me, they just look like lifeless black dots. Two, I absolutely loved Carrot in this episode. She really didn't do much aside from just get super excited over the prospect of adventure and even some things that frankly go into some dark territory, but how can you just not love Carrot? She's amazing. Yes, I admit it. I have a thing for Carrot. And three, Kanjuro's brand new drawing, which is this big, chubby, blue tiger by the name of Torasaburo. It's a shame that Nekozaimon could not complete his journey, but still, Torasaburo is such a goofy-looking character. I want a plush of this awkwardly drawn tiger. It's also really funny that when they arrived at the end, they didn't even wake up Frankie, Brooke, or Nico Robin. It's really strange. They were being very loud and boisterous. And to make matters worse, that monkey decides to go and warn his friends about the arrival of the samurai, ending this week's episode. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of One Piece? This was a pretty solid addition to the series, if slightly irrelevant episode. It was like that in the manga too. I remember reading this for the first time thinking, wow, we have all this important stuff that's supposed to be going on, but whatever, let's just get wasted and have a party. In all fairness, this is probably what real pirates would do anyway, just sort of going with the flow of the situation. However, the beginning of the episode did have some great scenes with Pekoms, who was warning the Straw Hat crew about how ruthless Big Mom is and the lengths that she'll go to in order to threaten her enemies. Pekoms makes it painfully clear that she has no qualms with intimidating her foes by sending them the decapitated heads of their friends and family. This is going into some pretty dark territory here, and I'm loving the build-up to Big Mom. Not to mention, they still gotta worry about Kaido. But no matter what Pekom says, Luffy is going to head right into the fire. And honestly, I think that's what we could all have expected from this arc right here. What I will say is, a big celebration usually means we're getting close to the end of an arc, and we are almost there with the Zou arc, but we still have a couple more things to get through. We gotta get through this whole Raizo situation, figure out where that guy is. I can't wait to see how that's all going to go down, and then we'll get ready for the next big part of our journey. What I will say is, this was a pretty okay episode of One Piece. A nice big celebratory episode with some small dark moments and a great cliffhanger ending. And of course, Torasaburo, the greatest chubby little blue tiger that I've ever seen. This was a fun episode of One Piece, but it was also kind of average. So I'm going to give this episode right here a 3 out of 5. Just an okay episode that's slowly moving the story along, but something that I can still recommend to One Piece fans. At least watch it once, and if you're a fan of the manga, check it out too. I'm sure you'll see a few scenes that you like. So, this was a solid episode in my opinion, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this week's episode of One Piece? Please tell me in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe, leave me a comment or two, and hit the like button. I will see you guys next time, and as always, stay dandy, baby.